What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon pitchers breakdown, Tuesday, July 8th. So I wanted to try something a little bit different. We did this back in April, mixed reviews. So I wanted to see if you guys liked it. So I've already broken down every single game on the main slate. 13 games on the main slate are already broken down, which I will link at the end of this video. A little bit longer video, but we go through every single pitcher. We go through every batter we like, the top 3 bats to top 5 bats on each team in each game. We broke that down. We went through pitches be crazy. We did everything. So this is just a pitcher's version. So I wanted to see if you guys like this. I don't really know what to call this series. Maybe we'll do starting pitcher duel, something like that. So we're going to look at the top 5 pitchers that we like. We're going to break it down. We're going to look at ballpark factors. We're going to look at historical matchups. We're going to look at stuff like that. So we will take a look, and we will use outlier.bet. We will use information. We'll look at DraftKings. We'll look at everything. So if you like this, let me know. So this video is just like an extra video for pitching for the slate. So we're going to go over the top 5s that we like. We're going to look at everything, like I said. So basically, some great pitching matchups, some ones you might not expect. And then we're going to go through some other statistics that we might be looking at. So we're going to use Outlier, the link you can sign up with down below. Get a 7-day free trial. Use all of their middle bets and their arbitrage and their boost. You see everything with their premium package. So you can look at that. Yeah, take a look. 7 days free trial. After 7 days, if you use our link and you sign up for their normal package, we're going to give you a free week of FTA Plus. If you sign up with their premium package, we're going to give you a free month. So if you've never been to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, go check it out. I will link the huge video for today at the end, but $10 for a week can get you everything. Current sports, we're doing MLB, NASCAR, PGA, and MMA. So we're just going to go off the top. We're going to look here. Hunter Brown is the highest priced guy, but who I like right now for my number one is Robbie Ray. I love this ballpark here. We look at ballpark factors. The wind is blowing out. It is hot and humid. But if we look at the ballpark factors, minus 23% chance for home runs, minus 10% chance for doubles and triples. So we're looking at this. Everything matches up here. You can see he's coming off a fantastic start in Arizona. Was not expecting that in Arizona because that ballpark plays pretty heavily. Obviously came off 9 innings, a complete game, 7 Ks. My only problem is, how does he do after a complete game? We don't know from this year, but you can see kind of up and down, up and down. The matchup here for Philly on paper doesn't look as good for him. But if we go ahead and look at what he's done in the past against them, 91 plate appearances against Philly, 34.1 K percentage, 12.1 walk percentage, 253 batting average. Exit velo is only 91.7, so a lower exit velo, meaning the ball stays on the ground a little bit more. We look at his splits. He's already faced Philly once this year, went 6 innings, 8 Ks, did give up 4 earned runs. That was in that ballpark, though. Season, his last 10, he's got a 2.57 ERA. And when he pitches at home, he does have a 2.57 at home as well. He's averaging 21 fantasy points a game at home, which we love. We love to see this. 2.68 ERA, 9-3 record, over 100 strikeouts here. Now we can use Outlier, and we can look down a little bit. So this is why we love Outlier. We break it down even more in the full video for the day. But you can see, obviously not the best in that game, but still had the strikeouts that he needed. The fantasy points are where it's at. So overall, this in their career, like Bryce Harper does have 2 home runs. Castellanos has a home run. Other than that, they're not doing as well. Against lefties, it's kind of a mixed bag. Schwarber does hit lefties better. Harper's hitting 266. Turner's batting 304. Castellanos batting 284. But then you see the strikeout rates. Real Muto has a 25% strikeout rate. Harper's a 24. Kemp has a 29 if he starts. Sosa's a 21. Kepler's 25%. Brandon Marsh's 38% strikeout rate against lefties. So I do like this. I do like Robbie Ray as my number one. If we look at this, he's got all simulations early, have him as the pitcher throwing the most amount of innings and plate appearances and least amount of runs, and has the best odds for a win in this game. So we look at that, and his strikeout rate, what we're looking at, 6 to 7 plus strikeouts here against this Philly team, 6 to 7 innings, what the early simulations mean. So obviously, simulations are just that. They're simulations. They're different. They're not going to be everything, but they're a good indication that we've got a ton of data going on, half a season worth of data already, which is exactly what you want to see when you're looking at your pitcher. So I do have Robbie Ray here. He is expensive, going to cost you a lot, but I think in the long run, he does have a good matchup. Now, I'll let you know, other than like from other DFS providers, I'll let you guys know when I'm wrong. And I've admitted when I've been wrong before in the past. I do love Robbie Ray here. Very expensive, great matchup for him in this ballpark. I love this ballpark. Number 2, I've got Hunter Brown going up against Cleveland. Cleveland has struggled. They are on the struggle bus this year. So far, they had trying to see if they won on Monday. So yeah, Cleveland lost 10 in a row. They snapped their skid on Monday against Houston, which is great. That's what we want to look at. Weather not being a concern in this one, I do like Hunter Brown. So looking at Hunter Brown here, hasn't seen a ton of Cleveland. 41 plate appearances, a 235 batting average, but striking out 31.7% of those batters. Comes in with under a sub-2 ERA, 1.82, 93 record, 126 strikeouts. Coming off a great start at Colorado, which we were not expecting in Colorado. Then against Philly, 31.95. Against Minnesota, all of these offenses, except Colorado, pretty bad. Splits-wise, he's faced Cleveland once, 5.1 innings, 9 strikeouts. In that game against Cleveland, 22 fantasy points. Obviously, you would love to see more. 5.1 innings, you'd like to see 6+, 7+ innings out of him. When he pitches at home, he does have a 1.01 ERA. So he's just better at home in 7 starts. 21 hits allowed, only 5 earned runs, 13 walks, but 59 strikeouts at home. I love this matchup here. And this is why we can use Outlier 2, just to kind of see if any of these Cleveland bats have had success in the past against them. So overall, I like this matchup here for him. He is expensive. I understand that. There's a reason they're 1 and 2 here. So Cleveland against Hunter Brown. No one has a home run. Only 2 people have hits over 200, 250 bat. I mean, they've seen him basically 1 to 2 times is what we're looking at. 1 to 2 games, basically. Against right-handed pitching, they do hit a little bit better, but you can see, I mean, Nolan Jones only batting 223, so the numbers aren't the best for him. Obviously, it's Houston, the ballpark, the wind. There's not anything. They can close the dome if they want to. 2% chance of home runs. It's a great matchup for him. I love Hunter Brown here. If we're looking at some strikeouts here, 6 to 7 strikeouts in this game against the Guardians. I do like this. You can get that on FanDuel for, I think you can get over 6.5 for -140. So we look at that. I do have Hunter Brown as number 2. We'll see like the bats, how they've done against him, how they do against right-handed pitching. He's obviously already had success against them before. Strikeouts per 9 were 15.19. Great numbers there. Obviously want to see him pitch more. Against him, like I said, nobody. No one's done anything. Against right-handed pitching, they do okay. But, I mean, you know, they're besides Stephen Kwan, like everyone else is below 250. And I don't count David Fry because he has 7 at-bats. That doesn't count. Yeah, I mean, outside of that, they don't hit righties as well. They hit lefties better. I am definitely looking at Hunter Brown for my second pitcher there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do top 5 and then maybe 3 to 5 value pitchers for the day. Let me see if you guys enjoy that as well. So another one that I'm going to look at is Nick Paveta. Comes at 9,800. We talked about him. We talked him up yesterday or in the video that I posted for today's slate. Back-to-back, pretty good games. Splits-wise, he's faced Arizona once this year, 7 innings, 9 Ks, 2 earned runs. In that game against Arizona, he got 31.95. That was in Arizona, which is more of a hitter's ballpark. He's now home with a pitcher's ballpark here, which we love to see. The wind is blowing in. It's got negative percent chances for home runs, doubles, triples, singles, and runs as well. So I love what he brings to the table. He's 9,800. He is expensive, but he's cheaper than what you might expect for this game. Looking at strikeout numbers here, currently, his line is about 5.5 with -174 on FanDuel. Now, you could look at that and be like, what's going on with that? But we looked at his numbers versus Arizona before, and good. we like what we see here. So kind of just looking at Nick Paveta. If you look at Arizona bats, no one's really had success outside of Eugenio Suarez, batting 214 with 2 home runs. Other than that, you got Randall Grichuk 3 for 10, and not much else going on. Against righties, they do hit better, but you can still see, I mean, they've got a lot of injuries here. They've got a lot of guys called up in this ballpark. Like Ketel Marte got scratched on Monday. I don't know what it was. I don't think anything came out yet, but you've got him batting 313. You got Josh Naylor, Suarez, Corbin Carroll, Randall Grichuk. I like this ballpark. He's already had success against him in the past. So I do really, really like Nick Paveta here for number 3. Now, number 4 might be a little bit surprising, but it's Sonny Gray at Washington. So we look at Sonny Gray. Game log wise, not much against Pittsburgh, which is surprising, but the start before that, he put up 50 fantasy points against Cleveland in a complete game 11 strikeout game. He had 10 against Texas and 10 strikeouts against Detroit as well. Splits wise, he has not faced the Washington Nationals this year. In his career, 106 plate appearances, so obviously seen him a ton. 248 batting average. Strikeout percentage is a little bit low at 19.8, but we'll take what we can get. So I'll look at him, and I just like him. I think that the bats could wake up for him against Jake Irvin. I think he makes a good spot here. So his last 10, he's got a 3.12 ERA, averaging 21.8. When he pitches at home, he's got a 2.76 compared to a 4.57 on the road. So I do like Sonny Gray as number 4. Looking at his numbers, looking at everything else, projection about over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 112. So it's in that range where are we looking? We'll see what we can get, but I do like Sonny Gray there. And then my number 5 is Nate Eovaldi. My only problem is he going to go deep into this game. Went 5 innings there. The start before that went 3 before he got hurt. So I don't know if they're ramping him up. He's got a great matchup here. The Angels actually strike out the most out of any team. Angels are striking out 9.84 times per game and 9.96 at home. So I do like this. You look at his splits, he has not faced them this year. When he pitches on the road, does have a 1.44 ERA. So we do like that. In his career against the Angels, 91 plate appearances, 23.1 K percentage, 215 batting average, 11 walk rate. So I do like this. The only caveat would be he is 10,000, at least on DraftKings. Is he going to go more than 5 innings in this game? That's what I'm concerned about. We'd love to obviously see 6, 7 plus innings. But if he could get the strikeouts in those 5 innings, I would be okay with that. So if we look at that, Angels bats against Eovaldi, no one has a home run. Against righties, they do hit a little bit better, but you can see it's a lot of green, but it's still 226, 235, 200, 186, 250, 214. Like the averages are not there. Obviously, you got Mike Trout, who can homer. He's been doing pretty good since coming back off the IL. Zach Neto leading off. But if you can get around those two, I really like Eovaldi's odds in this game. So those are my top 5 pitchers. We are now going to do the value pitcher. So we're going to go with the value here right now. Number 1, the thing that scares me about this is obviously the ballpark factors, everything like that. But you got Jeffrey Springs versus the Atlanta Braves. So looking at this, the ballpark, the ball is like the wind is blowing directly out. It's hot and humid. I get that. I don't know how much exposure I'll have to him, but if you guys want some value, you got to find some of these. Couple of games he hasn't been very good. Did go against Cleveland, put up 28.1. Splits wise, he has not faced the Braves this year. In his career against the Braves, 26 plate appearances, a 200 batting average, only a 3.8 walk rate, 30.8 K percentage. The problem is this ballpark sucks for pitching. But if you want to find value, he does have a 4.72 ERA at home. Obviously, those are not good numbers. His last 10, he's averaging 3.88. On the season, his ERA is 4.25. So game log wise, not ideal. When he pitches at home, 28.1 his last pitch or his last start at home. So decent. 18.8 at home there as well. 15.9 at home. 11.5. So it's kind of up and down. The Braves are one of those teams where it's really weird. We don't know which Braves team we're going to get. We don't know if they're going to hit well, if they're going to just get outplayed at the pitching department. Like it's very, I don't know what's going on. Braves bats against Springs, no home runs against lefties. They don't hit lefties as well this year. That's another thing. Not hitting lefties well. You got a couple like Matt Olson, you got Drake Baldwin, profar, but only 7 at bats. So not a ton going on. But if you look at this, Springs as a value option, I am okay with. Probably number 1 here. Number 2 is in this exact same ball game. So it is Didier Fuentes. The problem with Fuentes is, first off, he's never faced this team before, okay? And then if we look at this, we look at Fuentes here. He did have 6 strikeouts in his last game. Went only 3.2 innings. The going into the ballpark, we don't know day in, day out how many innings he's going to get. Obviously, he's had 3 starts total. Against the Angels, he did have 6 Ks, but had 3 walks, and then they did pull him. Did have 92 pitches into the 4th inning. So if he could pull back those pitches, we know that the pitching, he upwards of 92, upwards of close to 100 pitches. It just depends. We'd love to have those pitches kind of distributed a little bit more evenly throughout the innings, other than just 3.5 innings. So he is a cheap option here. He's 5,300. He allows you to go different directions here. The Braves have never the Athletics have never faced him before against right-handed pitching. They do hit better. And this ballpark is a little bit scary, but his price, if he could get you 15 fantasy points, he hits value there. Obviously, for each pitcher, you basically need we need to kind of temper your expectations on this one. Very cheap option. Does allow you to go different directions, but he's only averaging 3.1 fantasy points a game, which obviously is not enough. So he is my number 2 value. My number 3 right now is Bayo. Now he does get to go up against Colorado. Colorado strikes out the second most out of any team. They're striking out 9.68 times per game, 10.3 on the road. Bayo comes in 3.42 ERA, which is respectable. 55 strikeouts, kind of lower. A couple of starts in a row, he didn't really do much. That was at home. If you look at his splits, he has not faced the Rockies this year. In his career, he's only faced 10 of them, given up 1 hit, struck out 2. So not much to go off of. When he pitches at home, he does have a 3.6 ERA. In his last 10, he's got a 4 ERA, averaging 11.8. Obviously, we need to see a little bit more than that, but at 6,600 against the worst team in the history of baseball, makes sense. Now, I know Colorado put up some runs on Monday night. I still like Bayo here at that option. If you look at strikeouts for him, the line is at 4.5. It's minus 188. So if you can 4 to 5 strikeouts, I am okay with that. That is on Fanduel at least. Obviously, your book might be a little bit different, but I do have Bayo there. Another one that I'm looking at right now, number 4, is Will Warren. Now, he struggled a little bit. I mean, he's coming off negative 7.4. But when you look at this, he's already faced Seattle once this year. When we look at this, 5 innings, 2 Ks, or 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. So he faced Seattle, got 21.65. He's 8,000 now. He was 8,000 then. Got a 5 ERA. I get that. But when you break it down a little bit more, when he pitches at home at 3.35, half of what he has on the road, 58 Ks at home in 2 less starts. So he's got 11 more Ks, or 9 more Ks at home than he does, and that's in 2 less starts. Now, Seattle strikes out the 5th most out of anyone on this the slate, 8.8 Ks per game, 8.77 on the road. So I do like Will Warren a little bit more. I mean, he's 8K. He's very expensive in that aspect. But if you look down the list of the other ones down here, Fuentes being down there, it makes a ton of sense. The other one that might be a little for number 5 is Kyle Freeland. Now, he's in Boston. He's 5K, so he's very expensive. Does have a 5.49 ERA, a 1-9 record. Obviously, if this is a low-scoring game on both sides, maybe somehow Colorado does put up a run or 2 here. Maybe they win that game. Obviously, a lot depends on that. Freeland, 8 plate appearances, 250, so he really hasn't seen him. He's hit value in some of these games. Miami, he did hit value. Splits-wise, he obviously has not faced Boston this year. When he pitches on the road, it's 4.50. It's a high ERA, but 6.69 obviously is a little skewed because it's Coors, but he's 5K. Game log-wise, if we could get 6 innings out of him, it would be okay. It's just he's got to get more strikeouts than that. Boston does strike out the third most out of any team. They're striking out 9.15 times per game, 8.24 at home. So that's kind of where I'm looking at in this situation. So just kind of some of the breakdown. 5 top and 5 value pitchers for you on the slate. If you liked it, let me know. If you want to see the entire breakdown of every single game, that is over linked at the end of this video right here. So that's what I've got. If you have questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Go check out the main video. Go check out our free Discord, or you can email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. If you want to sign up for FTA Plus, it is $10 for a week, $30 for a month. That's $1 a day. It gets you every single sport, not just MLB. This is what we've got going on with MLB. We've got NASCAR, we got PGA, we got MMA, and don't forget NFL. We have preseason NFL this month, and then we've got through August. We're like in a week, we'll be halfway through July, which puts us less than 2 months, less than 60 days from NFL season. And I'm very excited about it. So that's what I've got in this video. If you like this video, let me know. If you'd rather me just do the one video, that's completely fine as well. Let's have a great day. Good luck.